Hello and welcome everyone. It is time for Jim Comics Top Picks for New Comic Book Day this upcoming Wednesday, December 25th, 2019. And yes, there are actually some books coming out this week, but most shops have already received them. I think they came in with their last order, but they won't be up for sale obviously till a little later in the week. My shop won't be opening till Friday the 27th, but there are a few books. It's a pretty light week as you would kind of guess. Most of the companies didn't put out a whole lot this week. There's only a few books, but there's some good ones coming out I want to talk about. So we'll get into that real quick here. Just want to say thank you to all my subscribers on YouTube and followers on Instagram. I say it every week, you're all awesome, but I have to keep repeating it because it's true. So there you go. I'm going to do a quick run through of some books I picked up this week, or last week I should say, just because there were some good ones. I got my Skull Digger. I mentioned this, so I talked quite a bit about this one. It's Jeff Lemire and his whole Black Hammer world, and it's basically your first comic appearance of Skull Digger and Skeleton Boy, and I really like the cover on. I love black covers. That's a cool cover, so I got that. I got all three covers. I got that one. I got the cover B, the Delato cover. Pretty sure that's a Delato cover. It's a really nice cover. Got that one, and I also got the one for 10. And I'm pretty sure that's Lemire himself drew that one, so that's really cool. Got that one. I hope you got that one because that's a good one. And this whole Black Hammer, there's good stuff coming with it, so I hope you got that one, especially at cover price. Anyways, that's I got some other independents, but that's pretty much all of it. From DC, I got finally got my Batman Last Night on Earth #3 came out. I haven't read that one, but I'm hoping. There's a couple of these I haven't read yet, so that's one I haven't read. I got my Doomsday Clock #12. Man, did this take a long time for... I'm trying to think. It was almost 2 years, I think, from beginning to end. That was a long haul. It was started out so good, too, and I hate to say it. I kind of don't want to say I lost interest, but it... and I mentioned this a few times when I found out they were delaying it. That's just what happens. You know, it takes 2 to 3 months for an issue to come out. It hurts your ability to stay on top of the story and keep your interest going. But it was a really good series, so that's one I'm definitely going to read over the Christmas holidays. And I did get my Batman 85. I picked up a couple copies. It was the last issue that Tom King was writing, and I'm really looking forward to Tynion taking over. And I'm just going to show an image of the back here, so if you haven't read it, just... Anyways, Tynion did a little... there was a little kind of a short story right at the end, which leads into his run. And of course, the last page, you get a really cool-ass picture of the Joker. And I read on CBR, I don't know if it's true or not, and who knows going forward, but to me, that kind of looks like you've got a Killing Joke version of Batman. I know he's not wearing the big coat and everything, but he's got the same kind of tie. And I mean, the Joker's been drawn so many different ways over this, so who knows, but it would be interesting if this is one of the 3 Jokers that's showing up right at the end of 85, and that leads into some of the stuff coming down the road. Who knows, right? I can say, but it's a cool picture. I love that picture. So, and he's got the rose on his jacket too, which you don't see too often. Because a lot of the newer images of Joker, he's got the yellow vest and everything with the bow tie, and this is the old school Killing Joke one where he's got that big kind of droopy, whatever kind of tie you want. I guess it's a bow tie, but it's an older school one. So it'd be kind of interesting if that's what that is. But grab that. So glad Tom King's run on that. I don't know if you guys noticed the sales. Like, Batman used to be 110 copies per issue. Now they're down into the 50,000. Like, it's dropped in half. Like, people are just... It's been... I hate to say it. I don't want to say it's been boring, but it just has not kept my interest up. But anyways, enough about Batman. I'm really looking forward to Tynion. That's all I can say. Daredevil #15. This is a great series, man, and this is really I don't know where it's going, but I have a suspicion. Like I say, like the Kingpin, his whole empire is getting threatened, and like I say, we've got that villain that's returning. I still think it's going to be the Vigil. We'll see who it is. Maybe it's maybe it's Bullseye. Who knows? But somebody's coming to save his butt. That's for sure, and hopefully wipe out all these other gangsters. We'll see what happens with it. Got my Marvel History of the Marvel Universe #6. That's the final issue, and that's this is one I have to sit down and really pay attention when I'm reading, because they kind of run through all the different stuff, and at the back it's really condensed information, and I really want to. It's really good though. Hope you got those. Got my Guardians of the Galaxy 12. That's the last issue in this run, and it kind of wraps everything up. I thought it was going to have a lot more. I don't know. importance. I mean, it was good, but it basically just kind of was highlighted all the different stuff that Cates has done. So anyways, glad I got it. Got my Annihilation Scourge Omega #1. Picked up my Revenge of Cosmic Ghost Rider #1. I don't know if you guys, I posted about this. You get your first appearance of the Cosmic King. Now, there was a Cosmic King in DC, but this is your first appearance and kind of origin of this Cosmic King in the Marvel universe. It's not just a cameo, so you kind of see him there on that page. And he's on this full page here talking to Mephisto and everything. So that's one I would highly recommend you get. If you didn't grab Revenge of Cosmic Ghost Rider #1, it's worth grabbing because you never know where characters are going to go down the road. So, and I would much rather pay $3.99 for a book or $4.99 or whatever than 10 or 20 bucks when it becomes popular. So got my Fallen Angels #4. I got a couple copies of that because it looks like you get your first appearance of Apoth right at the end. And I've been buying that series all the way through. That's one of my favorite ones of that whole run. X-Men and Fallen Angels are the ones I like the best. I like Brian Hill's writing. I mentioned that before. He's really good. And then I got a couple copies of Avengers 28 because you do have your 3 Heralds. And it's Terrax, Silver Surfer, Black, and damn it, I forget who the other guy is. But right at the end, you also get Black Widow becomes War Widow. So it's worth picking up if you didn't get that one. That's a good one. So that is it for my books that I got last week. A few good ones in there. Nothing major, but there's some good stuff. With this week coming up, I've only got a few. The only indie, well, it's not even really an indie, Dark Horse. I got Mask of Pledge Allegiance to the Mask #3 is out. 2 covers for that one. I'm enjoying that series. It's really violent. As you can tell, I like the violent stories. It's really good. Nothing from DC. They're just putting out a bunch of trades and hardcovers and stuff this week. And same with a lot of the indies. Marvel's got a few though this week though that are worth picking up. You've got Doctor Strange, Surgeon Supreme #1. I'm really surprised they're launching that on a short week, but hey, you never know. So there's a whole bunch of covers. There's cover A, cover B, both nice cover. There's a 1 for 25, a 1 for 50, a 1 for 100. And I posted about this. There is a secret hidden variant for this #1. So I'll put it's based on cover A. So you'll see cover A on the screen right now, and then the hidden variant is basically the same thing. You'll see it on the screen now. The writing Doctor Strange is green, and the hands are reversed. Instead of the scalpel being in his right hand, it's now in his left hand. So look for that at your store. It's I think a 1 for 10 ratio on that, so it shouldn't be too crazy. But try to pick that up. That looks like I'm really interested in that series. That looks really good. I know Comic Tom is really he's hyped about that series too, so we'll look forward to that. Another big one from Marvel is Incoming #1. They've been talking about this for a long time. There's a whole bunch of covers for this. I'm going to show some of them on the screen. You got like 4 regular price covers. There's a premiere variant. There's a black and white. I mean, there's a billion covers, so you guys get what you want. I'm going to grab a couple, but just be aware, this is a $10 cover price. And instead of doing a square-bound book like DC does for all their premiere books, they're doing just like they did. I talked to my shop. This is just like Spider-Man 800. They got a crappy cover, just paper cover with 2 staples. It's a big thick book, and so now all the corners are going to be punched because when they go to cut that, it's so thick that it pops the paper because they got shitty paper on the cover. So, man, my shop didn't order very many just because they were kind of holding them hostage about ordering a ton of them. So he said screw it, and he didn't order very many. I'm only getting 2, cover A, and then cover C is a Weaver cover. Those are only 2 I'm getting, but man, I wish Marvel wouldn't do that. It's just so, I know it's a business and you got to make money and everything, but come on, man, charge an extra 25 cents if you got to, and I'll pay it. Put a decent binding on the damn book, but whatever. That's Marvel for you. Got Spider, oh yeah, and just talking about Incoming, I don't know what's going to happen. Apparently there's a bunch of stories and writers and everything else, kind of like Marvel 1000, continuation of that, and we'll see where it leads. It's supposed to show where kind of some of the stories are going in 2020, so I'm going to grab one because you never know. There's probably something decent will show up in there. Got Spider-Ham #1. He's got another series launching this week. There's 4 covers for that. Cover A and B are regular priced, and then C and D are ratio variants. So those are, if that's something you're interested in. Venom 21 is out this week. There's 3 covers for that, or sorry, 5 covers for that. 3 regular priced, A, B, and C. And the one everybody's been, well, the one I like the best is obviously that Clayton Crane cover C with the skull with all the Venom symbiote kind of dripping off him and everything with the island in the background. That looks really cool. And then there's cover D and E or incentives for that one. So that's it for my books. I'll give you, there's one honorable mention from IDW. It's called Kill Lock #1. Just one cover for that, but I don't know. I'm not even sure if I'm going to get that. That's one I'll probably flip through at my shop. But as far as picks go this week, the only one I can really say that I would recommend you try to get is Doctor Strange Surgeon Supreme #1, and try to get that hidden variant. That's probably the only book this week that I would say is a must get this week. That one looks good. Try to get it for cover if you can. Most shops are, I don't know, they're starting to jack the price up on all this stuff. But anyways, just want to close. Don't forget about the Key Collector Comics app. It's a great app, and you can put in the Jim Comics code and get a free week trial, which gives you full access to everything. And as usual, he's got a ton of info and stuff on there, and it's a free download from the App Store. And if you want to subscribe for a year after the free 1 week, it's like $20, which is dirt cheap considering all the information you get. So, and if you went to Starbucks, you get like 2 coffees for that price. So anyways, and I just want to close. I want to wish everybody a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. Hope you get to spend some time with your family and survive all the crazy shopping and traffic and everything else, and make it through the stress. I am planning on doing a kind of a top books of 2019 with Seth from Justice for Comics over the next week or so. It's just when we can arrange to sit down and do that, but it'll be kind of interesting to kind of rehash a lot of the books that came along. Some of them were surprise books that snuck up on people and everything else, but there was some good stuff out this year, so hopefully we'll recap that. I'm going to try to keep it to just regular cover books, not get into, I don't want to get into exclusive covers and stuff too much, because I buy some and I recommend a few, but I don't recommend too many of those, and it's really, there's so many of those coming out every week. I don't really want to get into that. So it'll just basically be what books, with new characters and stuff that came along that kind of caught people by surprise or were just good books to get this year. So look for that in the next week or so. And again, everybody, Merry Christmas, Happy New Year. Talk to you later in the week. Bye for now.